Hi guys, in this video presentation, we are going to learn about another interesting question from mechanics. I hope this video would be useful for you. If you are new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe it, and I have already published many videos regarding mechanics division. If you like to watch those videos also, I have given the link in the description so you can use it. Let's read the question. Just try it in your own and watch the rest of the video, so it would be very useful for you also. Two forces, one of 10 Newton and another of 6 Newton. So they are mentioning that they are having two forces, 10 Newton and another one is 6 Newton, act upon a body. The directions of the forces are unknown. The resultant force on the body is. So the problem is we don't know the direction, actual directions of each force. However, we know the magnitude of each force. They are asking the resultant force. However, in the answers, they don't have an actual value. They are having the range because we don't know the directions of those forces, so we can't find the value of them. So we can find the range of the forces. So in this case, they are given 10 Newton and 6 Newton. Just try to figure out when would be the maximum resultant force would be created. In which direction the maximum force would be created. Just pause the video and think it in your own, and I'm sure that you will find the answer. Just think that in which directions the maximum resultant force would be produced. If you think logically, you will get the answer. If these forces are acting in the same direction, we are going to add those two values, so we are getting the maximum of it, which is 16 Newton. It's a simple case. Just think of two forces acting on a horizontal plane towards right side. When you are calculating the resultant force, we are just going to add this because they are in the same directions. So that would be the maximum amount of that, maximum value of that. So in this case, the maximum would be 16 Newton, because in the same direction, if the forces are acting in the same direction, the resultant would be maximum. Just think that when would be the value of the resultant would be minimum. Just pause the video and just think it. I hope you also figure out this question also. If the forces are acting in the opposite direction, the resultant force would be reduced. It would get the minimum value of the resultant. So in this case, if let's say 10 Newton is acting on a body in a right side and the 6 Newton is acting on a body in its left side, the resultant force would be 10 minus 6. Don't need to find the angle or something. Just remember, if there are two forces, the maximum amount would be produced if they are in the same direction, which is, in this case, we will get the 16 Newton in the same direction. However, if they act in the opposite directions, the resultant would have the minimum point of value, which is, in this case, we are getting 4 Newton. So if the directions, or if the directions are something between those two angles, which means in the same direction means the angle between the two forces are 0. In the opposite direction means the angle between the two forces would be 180. If I draw a picture here, as you can see here, if I'm writing here 10 Newton, and in the same direction there is a force called 6 Newton. So they are in the same direction, so the angle between them are 0. So if the angle between them are 0, the value would be maximum, 16 Newton. If I draw like this, in the opposite direction, what would be the angle? Don't think that it's in a linear, in a line, so the angle would be 0. Not like that, because the direction is going to change, opposite direction. So we should put as 180. So just remind this. So in this case, we have put the angle of 180 degrees between two forces. In this case, the resultant force would be minimum. If the angle is 0, the resultant force would be high. If the angle is 180 degrees, the resultant would be low. If the angle between 180 and 0, sorry, 0 and 180, we will get the value of the resultant force between 4 Newton and 16 Newton, because the maximum force which will be getting is 16 Newton. So if the minimum, we have also find the minimum value, so it would be 4 Newton. So the direction, sorry, so the resultant force of these two forces in any directions would be between 4 and 16 Newton. So this would be a simple idea for you. Just remember, if they are in the same direction, there would be a maximum resultant force created by those two forces. If they are acting in the opposite direction, they would have the minimum value. So just remind this. From that, you can easily get the answer. Hope this video would be useful for you. If it's, don't forget to like this video and share this video with your friends. I hope to see you in another interesting video. Thank you.